Now at 9, Indiana communities ripped apart by huge storms this weekend. We have team coverage tonight from where tornadoes touched down, leaving some without a place to call home.
Plus, the Muncie Climate Action Plan headed to a voting approval. Avery Johnson is live with the latest.
And on the move, former President Trump landed in New York today ahead of a historic surrender and arraignment.
Duck Goose, they certainly don't mess around, and Ball State students are well aware. We have tips as campus deals with a case of aggressive geese.
We have some more severe weather on the way. I'll be timing out when we can expect it in my full forecast.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Thank you for being with us. I'm Lily Kroon.
And I'm Mira Bloomer.
We begin tonight with an update to a story we brought to you last week. The Muncie Climate Action Plan is a framework for reducing greenhouse gases in our community, and tonight that plan heads to the Muncie City Council meeting for voting approval.
NewsLink Indiana's Avery Johnson is live at Muncie City Hall with the latest. Avery, what can you tell us?
Thank you, Lily and Mira. 2 years ago today, the Muncie Climate Resolution was passed right here in Muncie City Hall. Now 2 years underway, the Muncie Climate Action Plan is officially done and ready for the Muncie City Council to vote on it to see if it will be passed into a resolution or an ordinance. I'm here with Jason Donetti right now, who is the chair of the Planet Muncie Committee and who has been working diligently the past few years to really prepare this document so it can be passed into an implementation into our city. Jason, what is the next 60 days going to look like, and what has you and your team done to prepare for this?
Yeah, we've been working hard for the last 2 years, getting community feedback. We've done a community survey. We've made the document as user-friendly as we think is possible, built a matrix with implementation strategies. And so our hope over the next 60 days is that council will review it, and they'll give us feedback on that, and that we hope that we can come back to them in June and ask them for a formal adoption. So that could be in the form of a resolution or an ordinance. And potentially what other communities have done is created a commission that helps oversee the implementation of the Climate Action Plan. So I'm hopeful that we're headed in the right direction, and I'm going to work with City Council to make those changes and get it going in the right direction. So.
All right, thank you, Jason. Now, the Planet Muncie Committee has been working really hard on this, and we're hopeful that June 5th will be the target date for that review to go underway and for the City Council to make an official decision on how we can implement this into our city. All right, thank you. Live in Muncie at NewsLink Indiana, Avery Johnson. Back to you, Lily and Mira.
All right, Avery Johnson live at Muncie City Hall. Avery, thank you. We're learning more about that deadly storm that ripped through the Midwest and South this weekend.
There were at least 50 tornadoes confirmed. 30 people died in 7 states, including 15 people in Tennessee. Here in the Hoosier State, a tornado hitting Friday night, killing 3 people and damaging hundreds of buildings. Anna Chalker and Hope Kleitch takes us to Gas City in Swayze, Indiana.
Lily and Mira, even though the EF3 tornado was confirmed today, all weekend residents of Gas City have been feeling the impact of the storm. As you can see behind me, this house took a complete 180. There is a car that is trapped inside the house and another one completely on its side. You can also see all the rubble that have been placed around the house. Now here's some of the damage that happened in the rest of Gas City. As you can see, an RV completely flipped onto its top and homes that have lost their roofs, doors, and windows. Now a neighbor told me that even though they've seen all the damage that have happened in Indiana this weekend due to the storms, seeing it outside of your front door is truly heartbreaking.
This is up close and personal, and when your neighbors lose their house and you don't, how lucky you are.
And with all the damage that we saw here in Gas City, we also saw a significant amount in Swayze. That's where we find Chief Weather Forecaster Hope Kleitch, who is the impact in that city and what this tornado did to this area. Hope.
Yeah, thanks, Anna. We're here in Swayze, Indiana, which is just about 20 minutes to the west of Gas City, where an EF2 tornado touched down late Friday night. We're here behind Swayze Elementary School, where they have seen some roof damage done to the school. They've also seen some damage here to their activity shed out back. Now the homes in the heart of downtown Swayze have also seen some damage to their roofs, siding. We've even seen a mobile home off of its foundation, and they have also seen some trees that have impaled parts of homes. Now we are expecting some more severe weather as we go into tomorrow night and into the day on Wednesday. Oliver Masta will have more details on that. Oliver, what can you tell us?
We are going to be seeing more of the severe weather roll through our area on Wednesday, but for tomorrow, the Storm Prediction Center has placed Muncie and most of central area, Indiana, underneath a marginal risk for some severe weather. Then now that's just a 1 out of 5 on the severe weather ranking. But as we zoom out, definitely going to be seeing some more intense pockets between Iowa and Illinois, and a little bit there in Arkansas as well. But in my full forecast, I'll be timing out when exactly we will be seeing those storms, as well as the cool down associated with that front moving through, and then a little bit of a warm up as we move into our weekend. Again, I'll be timing all that out and more in my full forecast.
Thank you, Oliver. From the quiet of Mar-a-Lago to the bustle of New York City, former President Donald Trump traveled from Florida aboard his private jet to meet with his legal team in Manhattan this afternoon. Tuesday morning, Trump will become the first former president ever to appear in court charged with a crime.
His historical surrender and arraignment now a matter of hours away. Mike Valerio is in New York with more on the legal preparations and escalated security measures.
Former President Donald Trump is expected to spend Monday evening back in Trump Tower, strategizing with his legal team ahead of Tuesday's voluntary surrender and arraignment.
He's taken into custody with his Secret Service detail in tow. He will be booked, so he'll be fingerprinted. He'll get a NICID number, which is the New York State tracker that shows you've been arrested and charged with a felony.
Trump's defense team is clear on its planned response.
We will very loudly and proudly say not guilty. I very much anticipate a motion to dismiss coming because there's no law that fits this.
And once the indictment is unsealed,
the team will look at every potential issue that we will be able to challenge, and we will challenge it.
On his media platform, Truth Social, overnight, Trump continued the drumbeat of the unproven claim that the case judge, quote, hates him.
What we have to do is actually let the process play out. This is the criminal justice system in America. When it's at its best, justice is blind. That's the aspiration here.
New York City leaders say there have been no specific, credible security threats so far.
While there may be some rabble-rousers thinking about coming to our city tomorrow, our message is clear and simple. Control yourselves.
Violence and destruction are not part of legitimate, lawful expression, and it will never be tolerated in our city.
In New York, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
President Biden continued his Investing in America tour today with a stop in Minnesota. It's part of an effort to highlight key legislative accomplishments ahead of a 2024 reflection announcement. Biden is visiting Cummins, which provides engines to more than half of all medium and heavy-duty trucks on the road in the U.S. He spoke on his economic agenda, pointing to manufacturing, clean energy, and jobs.
Someone's been aggressively marking their territory on campus, and it's not the students.
NewsLink Indiana's Grace Bentkowski finds out what the honk is all about.
What has webbed feet, a pointy beak, and a mission to take over campus every spring? You got it. It's a geese.
Lately, I think they've been getting a little more aggressive.
I think they're very violent and they should be banned off campus because I got chased down the other day.
I haven't been attacked yet, so that's really good.
The infamous geese have been making a buzz on social media for their aggressiveness this past week. So much so that Ball State Housing and Residence Life had to warn students passing in and out of Kinghorn Dorm. The reason? It's breeding season. According to geeserelief.com, geese become much more territorial and aggressive during the spring because they're afraid their eggs might get threatened. As always, try to avoid the birds when walking around campus. But if you catch yourself in a face-off with a goose, geeserelief.com says to maintain eye contact and face your body toward the bird. Back away slowly until you're in the clear. Do not run, yell, kick, or close your eyes. Geese pick up that body language as threatening. If you're walking on campus this spring, try your best to steer clear of the geese. At Ball State, our campus is a nest after all. In Muncie, Grace Bentkowski, NewsLink, Indiana.
In just moments, McDonald's laying off some of their employees.
And experts warn that high heels may cause health issues. Those stories and more next.
I love you!
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas?
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back. They're stylish and can add inches to your height.
But high heels may also cause long-term damage to your body. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains what this footwear can do to your back and feet and why it's not necessary to throw out your favorite high heels.
For centuries, they've been the footwear of the fashionable, but high heels may be wreaking havoc on your body.
Your feet are just as complicated as your hands. They're the same bony structure, except you have to walk on them.
Dr. John Reach, a surgeon with Connecticut Orthopedic Institute, says the concentration of stress put on the front of the foot by high heels can cause crowding of the toes, bunions, and hammer toes, which can lead to problems with balance. But Reach says suddenly switching to flats isn't the answer either, because your body may have become accustomed to high heels.
If you've modified your gait, you've modified your walk, you've modified the way that your foot accommodates the shoe that you're used to, and then all of a sudden you change it and go to a lower ramp shoe, you're going to pay a price for that.
That could lead to other orthopedic problems like tendinitis, plantar fasciitis, and inflammation of the tissue connecting the heel bone to the toes, or arthritis, which can lead to posture problems and knee, hip, or lower back pain. Reach says protecting feet is critical.
They're sort of your tires for your body, if you will. It's very important for that to be in good top condition.
To keep feet healthy, Reach says to consider dropping down an inch or two to lower the ramp of your high heel. Make sure your foot fits in the shoe, avoid pointy-toed footwear, and give your feet a break.
Maybe you put it up for a wedding, maybe you put it up with the pain for a graduation, and then maybe you switch out of them.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
There's another gloomy report by the Social Security trustees. The report released last week says American checks will get smaller in 2034 if Congress doesn't step in and fix the problem. It says the combined Social Security trust funds, which help support payouts for elderly survivors and those with disabilities, will run dry that year. That means the program's continuing income will only cover 80% of benefits owed.
Some McDonald's employees are about to not be loving it after they're handed pink slips. The restaurant has told all corporate employees to work from home this week in anticipation of layoffs. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. McDonald's CEO warned the staff about job cuts back in January. What's not clear is exactly why the house that Ronald built is firing workers or how many will be affected.
And we definitely saw a warmer day than average today here in Muncie, but we are expecting a cool down after some severe weather. I'll have all that and more in my full forecast after the break.
Never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
Watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort.
to get to know each other,
On a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor.
Actor.
It's time we take a step forward
it's time we take a step forward.
Come together.
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Assistant Chief Weather Forecaster Oliver Moster here with a look at the week ahead. Starting off with these current temperatures, if you're walking outside in Muncie right now, you're going to be just hitting about 70 degrees, 68 degrees here in Muncie, 67 degrees in Indianapolis, and above 60 throughout most of the state, 58 degrees up there in Fort Wayne. Looking at the current radar, a little bit cloudy. Clouds are going to be continuing to cover our area as we move through tonight because we are expecting some precipitation chances as we move into the morning. Lows in the low 50s, around 54 degrees. Winds coming from the south around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now again, we are going to be having that precipitation a little bit early in the morning. 8 a.m. is when we're expected to get the heaviest rainfall, 55 degrees there at 8 a.m. Chances for precipitation are going to decrease as we move throughout the day. Cloud coverage is going to be staying about the same, but temperatures are going to be increasing. Look at that, 72 degrees for your 5 p.m. That's not even the high temperature for tomorrow. Winds also going to be increasing as we move throughout the day, and that is due to the storm system that's going to be moving through the area as well. Now, the Storm Prediction Center expects us to have a couple slight showers, but really out here further west to us in Arkansas, Illinois, Iowa, that's when we're going to be expecting most of the severe weather to be happening tomorrow. But here in Muncie, timing that out for us. Again, 7 a.m. here on Tuesday, we start to see a couple scattered showers, but 9 a.m., that's when we really start to see the more intense pockets move into our viewing area. That moves out of the way, and then we're left with some clear skies, as well as a couple spotty showers throughout the day, clearing out and getting a little bit more cloudy as we move into Thursday night. But looking at the Storm Prediction Center's prediction for severe weather on Wednesday, we see that the entire state of Indiana, as well as most of the Ohio Valley, is under a slight risk for some severe weather. Now, that's just a level 2 out of 5, not nearly as high as what we were seeing there on Friday, but still something to be concerned about. Timing those storms out for you. Here at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, we start to see some more of the intense bands of precipitation a little bit to the northwest of us. And as we move through the day on Wednesday, we start to see that band of precipitation actually move here into our viewing area. A couple deeper red pockets just north of Muncie. Once that moves out of the way, though, again, clearing up and cooling down as we move into our Thursday night. And that's definitely reflected as we move through into the 7-day forecast. So again, 76 degrees for your high there on Tuesday, 90% chance of rain there on Wednesday. Temperatures dropping, though, 20 degrees between Tuesday and Thursday, 56 degrees for your high on Thursday. Steadily warming up as we move through the weekend, see the return of 70s there on Sunday. And then we drop back down into the 60s on Monday with a slight chance for precipitation. Now, again, the severe weather is kind of what the big story is going to be moving throughout this week. Definitely not as bad as Friday. Hopefully we don't have to do another live broadcast like we did on Friday, but that was a lot of fun when we did it.
Oh, yeah, for
absolutely. Well, I'm glad those temperatures are at least warming up. They're much better than last week, but Mira might have to ditch that turtleneck.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely ready to get my summer clothing out. Now let's see what Andy has with us for sports.
Thanks, Mira. We have the results from the National Championship for Women's College Basketball. Plus, one Delaware County athlete earns a special honor. All this and more next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Andy Newman with sports. With the NCAA March Madness tournament coming to an end, there's a new champion in college women's basketball. Last night, the LSU Tigers defeat the Iowa Hawkeyes with a final score of 102-85. After a 34-2 finish on the season, LSU captures their first college basketball title in school history. On the losing side, Iowa caps off an incredible run to the championship with a 31-7 record. The Hawkeyes will look to return to the national championship next year, led by AP Player of the Year Caitlin Clark as she returns for her senior season. To stay on the hardwood, Wapahani guard Isaac Andrews is on his way to Indianapolis for the Futures game. NewsLink Indiana's Jake Garcia sits down with the Indiana Junior All-Star to get his reaction on the selection.
After a historic season for Wapahani boys basketball, junior guard Isaac Andrews still has some more on his plate. Andrews has been selected to take part in the inaugural Futures game, a part of the Indiana All-Star festivities.
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was really at first because they say it's new this year. Well, I think they brought it back actually. But, you know, it's exciting stuff to be recognized like that and be able to play with a bunch of other guys that are really good.
Alongside a Futures game roster spot, Andrews earned an Indiana Junior All-Star selection, where he'll go against senior All-Stars from around the state.
I think I just want to go there and have some fun, not too tight about it, don't be nervous, but just be myself. And I think just playing that high-level competition can help you see things you need to improve on or whatever to work on for the next season.
Wapahani head coach Matt Luce views the honor as a great recognition for Andrews and the entire program.
You have a 25-win season and you win 4 championships this year. There's a reason for it. We have good players. Isaac Andrews is the second junior all-star in the 16 years that I've been at Wapahani. It's a huge recognition for Isaac and his family and our basketball program. He deserves every bit of it. The kid works very hard. He's always in the gym, always working hard, has a great attitude, and is just a team guy, and we're very proud of him.
It will be a balance of hard work and enjoying the moment as Andrews prepares for his senior season.
Keep it up and just enjoy the time because it goes by fast.
The Futures game is set for 2 p.m. on June 10th at Cambridge Fieldhouse, and the Junior-Senior All-Star game tips off on June 7th. In Selma, Jake Garcia, NewsLink, Indiana.
Move things back to Muncie. Ball State men's volleyball is in the home stretch of their 2023 campaign. The Cardinals hit the road this past weekend to take on the Lewis Flyers. After over 15 lead changes throughout the match, Ball State able to outlast Lewis in 5 sets. The Cards, led by graduate Caleb Jennis, with 18 kills on the night. The Cardinals will be back in action this Thursday at home against top-seeded Loyola Chicago at 7 p.m. Just like men's volleyball, Ball State women's tennis is dominating at the end of its regular season. Over the weekend, the Cardinals face off against Northern Illinois and Eastern Michigan. Ball State thrives in both of their matchups as they take down the Huskies 7-0 and the Eagles 5-2. The Cardinals have now won 13 of their last 14 matches. Ball State will travel to Western Michigan for their next match this Friday at 1 p.m. And as we're talking, the college men's basketball national championship going on as we speak. UConn taking on the San Diego State Aztecs. Did you guys have them? Did you fill out a bracket? Did you have them in the national championship? I for sure didn't, sadly.
Honestly, I have to embarrassly admit I did not do March Madness this
Not
season.
for everybody. Yeah.
But I'm just going to hop on the bandwagon for whoever wins.
Yeah, UConn. It'll be UConn, trust me.
Okay,
That's just my professional opinion.
I had Arizona winning, so these games don't really matter, but I'm definitely beating on the best game.
Yeah.
After the break, we take a look at this week's Adopt a Paw.
We'll be right back.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The Muncie Animal Care and Services Shelter has a dog that is deeply in need of a forever. Meet Christo, the terrier mix. He has been at the shelter for 342 days. Before being found in Toohey Park, he was living in another shelter outside of Muncie. Christo is 52 pounds, 2 years old, and has experienced almost his whole life in shelters. He is neutered, up to date on all his vaccinations, and housebroken. Christo is an extraordinary male dog that loves to play, run, and be loved on. Christo is already sponsored, meaning he is free and ready to find his forever home to pick him up.
He was over by Toohey Park. He is microchipped already, and he was previously adopted from another facility. So he is neutered, microchipped, up to date on his vaccines, and ready to go.
For more information on Christo and how to adopt him, you can call Muncie Animal Care and Services or reach out to them through their Facebook page.
Now, I don't know about you, Mira, but I personally think it's the perfect dog walking weather.
For sure. I've seen all these dogs around campus. It's really hard to not want to touch them.
Absolutely. Oliver, what do you have for us for weather?
We are definitely going to be that severe weather coming into our area there midweek. Cool down after that on Thursday, 56 degrees for your high, and then a warm up as we move into the weekend. Then a little bit rainy there on your Monday to start next week.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9 right here on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
Have a great night.